Hi guys, and welcome to the second of 3 videos I am making in anticipation of the September missions. Although they haven't been announced for the NA or EU servers yet, they have been announced for the Russian servers, and the rewards are usually the same across most servers. Again, I'm not quite sure how it works on the Southeast Asian server, so if you're from the Southeast Asian server, apologies. But one of the rewards for the September missions is a Type 62, and I covered the Type 62 in a special video yesterday. Another one of the rewards is the KV-220, and we're going to be covering that today. There is going to be one more special video out tomorrow, but today we're going to be focused on the KV-220, which is a Tier 5 Russian heavy premium tank, and it is an absolute monster. It is one of my favorite tanks in the game, and I gave this thing a glowing review. I am very, very positive when it comes to the KV-220. I have done a review for the tank, and yeah, if you haven't checked it out and want to know more, please go back and check out the Is It Worth It for the KV-220. But anyway, we are here on El Haloof with cjacey. He couldn't have sent me this replay in at a better time, because it saves me having to play the KV-220 in order to bring you a video by myself. But it's a 32%er. This thing is an absolute monster when it is top tier. It's still a good tank in a tier 6 game, but it is an absolute monster when it's top tier. Thankfully, cjacey is top tier, but as I say, it is a 32%er, and there are some nasty arty on the enemy team. There's a very good bishop player, and there's also a very good birch gun player, and those are two very, very nasty arty. So anyway, let's get going, because this is a long game, and it is also an epic game. It is also an absolutely stunning game. Can you call it epic and stunning in the same sentence? I don't know, but this is a great game. Let's just call it a great game. cjacey really shows off the KV-220 to its strengths in this particular game. So he's starting on the south of the map, and it looks as if he's going to be heading up the 1-2 lines. And as you can see, it's not a quick tank, but it's not slow. It's doing 30 to 35 kilometers down here. Other tanks getting ahead of him. Oh, and Su-85B just turned blue. He took a shot at the PZ-4D for absolutely no reason. And cjacey has absolutely no tolerance for TKers. The fact that that guy turned blue, even though he didn't do any damage to the PZ-4D, means that that guy does it a lot. He tracked the PZ-4D, went blue. That means he does a lot of TKing. So cjacey takes him out quickly before he can actually be any more of an asshat. I suppose that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe it was an accident, maybe it's not. The fact he turned blue so quickly probably shows it wasn't an accident. So cjacey sets up on this corner, gets 2 lovely shots into the M7. The gun is not that accurate, and it doesn't have great penetration, but cjacey misses a shot in a T49. So tanks to either side of him. So cjacey is going to be setting up here on this corner, and there's a KV-1. So he doesn't want to cross the gap. There are tanks to his right, and there are tanks directly ahead of him. He's asking the guys in front of him to fall back so he can get shots as they come around the corner. He's just been spotted. Don't know what spotted him. Oh, he's been proxy spotted by a T-34 on the other side of the rocks. So this T-34 has flanked the tanks, but cjacey pulls out. He gets a shot into the T-49. Gets another shot in. As you can see, a shot every 3.61 seconds for cjacey. Arty's just gone and missed. Now there's an M7. cjacey's just going to work here. Unfortunately misses the shot in the M7. Now there's tanks in front of him. That KV-1's been shot from all sides. Arty is still focused on cjacey, but cjacey's able to go through the front of the B1. fires on the move. Oh, and the KV-1's firing gold. So no matter how good the armor on the KV-220 is, it's not gold proof. So cjacey's still firing regular AP. A regular AP is going to have problems penning a KV-1 from the front, especially if it's angled. But he's sticking with the AP. He gets tracked. RT's still going for him. Oh, and bounces on the turret. Now, if it was me, I probably would have switched to premium already to deal with this KV-1. But cjacey is sticking with the AP. His friendly RT takes out the B1. cjacey's trying to do some side scraping. He's trying to find the tanks. KV-1 has moved up. So the KV-1 and the M7 in front of him. So cjacey's on 800 damage, and the KV-1 puts in another gold shell. Now, cjacey's going for the viewports, but they are not actually hitboxes. And the KV-1's put in another gold shell. Thankfully, his M41 comes to his rescue again. That was getting a little bit dicey. So cjacey's down to 200 hit points. He's lost more than two-thirds of his health. He's on 800 damage. Side scrapes the T-34. Needs to be careful because enemy RT is still around. Trying to side scrape this T-34. So cjacey has switched to premium ammo. Gets a nice shot into the turret of the T-34. M7 is here. And a shot through the gun mount that takes out the T-34 for cjacey's first kill of the game. Bounces on the wreck. M7 bounces. The armor is fantastic, providing enemy tanks don't switch to gold. So there's a T-40 that is taking fire down below. Another premium tank I reviewed recently, T-25, takes him out. And the Su-85 takes out the M7. So cjacey's RT has done him a lot of favors here. They took out a B1, a KV-1, and that M7, but now... Oh, and Bishop has been spotted. So it looks as if the enemy Bishop decided to relocate in order to get shots on cjacey and didn't get there in time. So cjacey's moving forward, misses his first shot. He's back on regular AP and bounces. The Bishop's armor can be quite troll. There we go, another bounce on the Bishop. But he ammo racks him. That was a really, really nice kill. So cjacey's up to 2 kills, even though it shows he's only on 1. 1300 damage. But his team are not doing so well. The score's 8-11. They're losing tanks rather quickly. Enemy tanks have moved up towards cjacey's spawn. It is a standard battle, not encounter, so cjacey needs to be careful because the enemy team could cap out. So now there are 3 tanks up at cjacey's spawn. Churchill's taking fire. S85 or Su-85B sitting in the open, but this gun is not accurate, especially when firing at distance. So they've taken out the Churchill. Enemy tanks are now going to have to deal with RT if they can find him. cjacey is sniping, but this is not a sniper. KV-220 is a brawler. It needs to get in close and personal. So the... Oh, nice snipe. He actually does hit the Su-85B. But cjacey really needs to get back. They've just taken out RT. It is cjacey alone. cjacey is alone against 7 enemy tanks. 1v7 right now, and there is still an enemy RT in play. So someone is taking shots. Oh, and there's RT. 1v7. Okay, so Su-85B. And cjacey goes for a nice shot, snapshot. He's poking, forces the Su-85 to fire, aims carefully, takes him out for kill number 3. RT is still firing and missing. Okay, he's getting flanked by a Stug. Bounces that shot or misses. Goes for the lower glacis, takes him out. Artie has missed again, but he is up to 4 kills now. Artie knows where he is. Yep, Artie is still focused, but it was 1v7, it is now 1v5. So cjacey is relocating. He waited till he dropped off radar. Now he's relocating because there is a PZ-1C somewhere up here. He was last spotted near cjacey's cap. So he is on 1700 damage, 4 kills. Still very, very tense. 1v5, however, 3 of the remaining enemy tanks are tier 3s. But it's really Artie and that other tier 5 he needs to worry about. Other tier 5 is an M7. Okay, medium 3 has been spotted. And of course bounces. So tier 3s are always going to have major problems trying to pen a KV-220. The major danger here is that these tier 3 tanks are going to be spotting cjacey and letting enemy Artie get shots in, and there we go, enemy Artie has hit him. Thankfully it was just track damage, no hit point damage. So while the tier 3s aren't that much of a threat and are going to have major problems penning a KV-220, they are going to be spotting him for Artie. So I think cjacey's spider sense is tingling because he's wondering whether or not he's being flanked. Medium 3 pops the ridge. cjacey gets a shot in, and now they're being capped, but cjacey hangs around. Medium 3 isn't able to pen him. Someone is capping. And again, cjacey has been spotted for Artie, and yep, Artie is still going for him. Oh, and now a wild PZ-1C appears. And cjacey's trying to turn, trying to get his turret round. Oh, and now a Chiha! So cjacey very quickly switches targets to the Chiha. But he is being capped. There is a minute left of this game, so he does have a little bit of time to work. So he's reversing away. He's got his turret facing backwards towards the Chiha. He's reversing. He needs to go to cap. He's wondering whether or not the PZ-1C is flanking him. So he's decided he's going to go reset cap, and that is a very, very good thing to do because there are only 40 seconds left in this game, and there's one tank in cap. If more than one tank gets into cap, then the enemy team will win before cjacey can get back. So he's been spotted. It's the M7 that's capping. If the enemy team had put 2 tanks into cap, cjacey might not have been able to get back, but cjacey resets the cap. He needs to work on this M7 quickly, because enemy Artie is going to be zeroing in. Yep, there we go. Big hit by enemy Artie, but 0 damage. The armor on the KV-220 is fantastic. If the enemy Artie were to land a shot onto his engine deck, it would be a different story. But as long as enemy is constantly hitting him in the tracks or the front of the tank. Nice shot on the PZ-1C. And he takes him out, so that's CJ's top gun. He's up to 6 kills. Enemy Artie has just landed another direct hit, but it's on the front of his tank, and no damage. So he's got an M7 to his right, he's got a Chiha to his left, and he's got Artie constantly focusing him down. M7's moving forward. He's at a slight angle to the M7, but he takes him out for kill number 7. Remember, this was 1 versus 7. It is now 1 versus 2. Enemy Artie is still going for shots. cjacey decides to move in and finish off this Chiha once and for all. So, not sure if he had shots. Oh, and he misses that shot. Yeah, sometimes this gun is not accurate, but cjacey decides to make a move. He's dropped off radar. Chiha's dropped off radar. Enemy Artie is still working on him. cjacey's saying in chat that there's no time to win, but there's still 2.5 minutes of this game. There is still 2.5 minutes, cjacey. So Chiha has now been spotted. He flanked the Chiha. Gets one shot in. She has a one-hit kill. And he needs to chase this Chiha down. But again, KV-220, it's not a slow tank, but it is a heavy tank after all. This Chiha could constantly run rings around this rock, and cjacey would never catch him. cjacey is trying to... I don't know what he's trying to do. Is he trying to psych out enemy arty? Okay, Chiha decided to sit there and wait, and cjacey's able to flank him, is able to get kill number 8. Just enemy arty left, and just over 1 minute left of the game. cjacey's telling enemy arty where he is. Not quite sure what's happening here, but anyway, other stats I'm noticing. He's taken 77 hits so far. Enemy arty saying, stay there and I'll come to you. So cjacey's going hunting for enemy arty. There are only 40 seconds left of this game. And enemy arty is to his left. cjacey swings around, 30 seconds left of this game, and it looks as if enemy arty is allowing cjacey to kill him. First shot goes wide, doesn't fully aim it. Sets the birch gun on fire with the second shot, and puts one last shot in for good measure for kill number 9. So nice of the enemy arty to allow cjacey to get 9 kills. Also really, really nice that cjacey was able to pick up the win with just 14 seconds left on the clock. I'm just going to leave the screen here just for a moment so you guys can contemplate that medal haul. Alright, enough contemplation. Wow. Not surprisingly, it was an ace tanker. He picked up cool-headed for that victory. He picked up a Radley Walters and automatically the top gun. He picked up high caliber. He picked up defender. He got a steel wall, and he picked up a Kolobanov's medal because at one point he was alone against 7 enemy tanks. What a game. But it's a KV-220. It's what KV-220s do. And honestly, guys, as I say, if you have a chance of picking up a KV-220, I really do recommend this tank. It may not be the fastest, it may not have the best gun, but it is an absolute monster. What a fantastic result by cjacey. He ended up with 2020 XP. Fantastic game. 2,980 damage in a tier 5 heavy tank. Really, really good damage output. And 8 kills, although technically 9 kills. Unfortunately, it seems that nowadays, even if you kill a blue tank, it counts against you. I ran into something similar in a replay that's going to be coming up soon. I killed a blue tank, and therefore it didn't give me the extra kill, but it was 9 kills, not 8. Darn you, what replays. He fired 60 shots, 37 hits, 33 penetrations. The gun, while not great, is still good enough. You can do really, really well with that gun. And he received 76 hits, 70 of which were bounces. He only received 6 penetrating hits, and not all 6 did damage. He also received 6 arty hits, and very few of them did any damage either. Damage blocked by armor was 1390. He spotted 5, damaged 13. He damaged 13. He basically hit every single tank on the enemy team bar 2. Destroyed 9. 718 assistance damage. Even managed 77 base defense points. Really, really, really big game. And because it's a premium tank, it's a money earner, even though cjacey did have to fire a couple of premium shells about midway through the game. But 72,000 credits earned. 3,030 XP with a premium account on a ×2, I'm happy to see. Left him on a huge 6,060 XP. fantastic game in a KV-220, and it couldn't have been sent in at a better time, because I actually thought I would have to sit down and play a bunch of games in the KV-220 in order to bring you a KV-220 game for the September missions special. But cjacey saved me on that one, and with a fantastic replay. It's a strange coincidence, but today's video, the one that was postponed in place of this one, was actually a couple of your replays by, yep, cjacey as well. So I guess cjacey was just destined to be on the channel today. You'll see those videos at a later date, and thank you very much to cjacey for sending that in. It was a fantastic showcase of what the KV-220 is capable of, and that is why I reckon everyone should have a KV-220 in their garage. I've reviewed it, it's a great tank, and it's a reward for September missions. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.